Hey there. Please excuse my tabletop. I just want to go over this real quick with you. This is a self-portrait. It's very mathematical. You should do very well with it because you are a very logical brain person. So we're going to go ahead and get started. They're going to want to use a piece of cardstock or construction paper that's nice and thick, a pencil to sketch, and then if you want to Sharpie it, you can, and then apply whatever color you like, or you can use it just as a pencil drawing. What I like the kids to do is once they've drawn it, to personalize it. So in other words, if they wear glasses, draw glasses. If they have a mole on their cheek, add the mole on their cheek, and then take it the next step further and give it a background. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. To draw a basic self-portrait, you're going to start off with an oval. Now I'm going to draw this very large for you. You may want to bring it in a little bit, or even bring it in really small so they can draw the body as well. Totally up to you and your time limits. But I'm going to draw it nice and large. So I would start off with an oval. I ask the kids, hey, what is the basic shape of your face? If they say circle, correct them. No, it's actually an oval. So we're going to draw an oval, and you don't want it too skinny. We don't have teeny tiny little thin faces. But we also want to stress to them that everybody's face is a little different. So if they find that theirs is a little more round than the person next to them, then maybe they should draw it a little bit wider out. Okay, the next step is to quite simply draw a line in the middle of your face. If they have a hard time figuring out where the middle is, tell them to put a dot where they think the center is and use their fingers to guide. All right, once you have a line, you're going to put your finger on it right in the middle, and you're going to put a dot and a dot. Okay, now you're going to figure out half of that, from that dot to the end. It's about right there. And half of this one is about right there. So you should have 4 spots, 5, that are about the same size. Okay, and that is because your eye size is the same size as between your eyes, which is the same size as from your eye to your hairline. It's all about the same thing. So here's where it becomes mathematical. All right, so we're going to put on the middle of that line a very soft circle between the dots. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see a little bit better. Hopefully that's okay. So we have, there we go. Circle, circle, but there's still space. Now we're going to draw an eye, which is a frown, and a frown, but notice I kind of went through my circles because I'm going to draw an eyelid that is the same basic shape but coming up to the top of my circle. All right, now feel free to erase as you go. So if you need to erase inside that eyelid so they know that it's not colored, that you can't see through it, that's fine. Then you're going to do it again at the bottom, but there's no eyelid to draw. And you'll want to put a pupil in the middle of the eye. And if you want to add a shine or two, you can. Totally up to you. I like to give it backwards parentheses just past where the eye is, and that is for the bridge of the nose. And we need an eyebrow on both sides. The eyebrows are the most common facial feature that is left off of portraits. The kids leave them off all the time. So make sure that they draw them. Also, if they want to add some eyelashes, they can. Let them know that eyelashes do not grow one at a time. They can throw in a little bit of a zigzaggy mess and then toss in a few individual hairs if they feel the need. Now little kids are going to end up drawing like 5 lashes and that's it. And you know what? That's okay. This is their portrait. All right. So now it's time to move down to the nose. The nose is about halfway from your middle line and your chin. So figure out about half. I like to put a circle in there. Oh, wait, hang on. There we go. I like to put a little circle as a guide because you do have a ball at the end of your nose. And on both sides, I put parentheses. I underlined and then give it booger holes. They love it when you call it booger holes. It's just basically put some little circles on both ends. You can enhance the top of the nose if you want to. When you draw a frontal nose, it's hard to draw something coming out at you, so it's not going to look like the basic nose that they think it is. It is a funny looking view. Nothing you can really do about that. Okay, so now we're going to do the mouth. Let's see if I could do it without, well, let me zoom out a little bit. Okay. The mouth is about halfway from the nose and the chin. And now here's another mathematical thing. It is from the pupil down. If there was an imaginary line, pupil down. That's how wide your mouth is. So then I'm going to draw a very subtle little line for a smile. I'm going to do a big circle, little circle, little circle. I'm going to bring this little circle to the end and this little circle to the end. So now I've just made a top lip. I'm going to bring this little circle to the end and this little circle to the end and just connect them with a subtle little curve. You can erase the little balls now. Re-add that center line and you've got a mouth. All right. Ears. Start at your center line. Draw a little angled up line on both sides. They finish approximately even with the nose. Maybe even a little bit lower. Take that, loop it around, bring it close to the head, flip it out a little for the earlobe, maybe add a little bit of a comma for the folds. Now make sure the kids know that if they have long hair, they may not see their ears. So if their ears do not show on a regular basis, then don't draw it because you're going to draw hair over it. All right, let's go ahead and redefine the size of the face. If they have a more squared off chin, you can square it off. Draw softly until you're confident in your lines. Your neck starts at your ear, curves in, and then kind of angles out. And now it's time for your hairline. If you figure approximately halfway up is about where your bangs start coming out your hairline. So what I do is I'll give myself a little bit of a line. Now this is like a butt cut. If somebody has, that would be the part right there. Now if they have a side part, show them how to draw a side part. If they're just curls, draw just curls. Stress to them that hair does not grow completely flat to the head, so you want to add a little bit of body to it, which means coming out of the shape of the head. And that also means erasing the top of the head. All right, so that is a basic head. Basic female. If you wanted to masculine it up a little bit, you would minimize the eyelashes, even though boys have longer eyelashes. You might want to not emphasize the curves of the mouth as much. You might want to just draw a subtle little smile down here, and what that does is it just shows that your lips are kind of flesh tone. They may have a bit of a chin. The hair may be shorter. Might be a little scruffy on top, so they may have, you know, some long streaks of hair, a couple short ones on top. So you see, you can tweak this lesson to boy or girl. Depending on who's drawing it. Now boys, you usually see their ears. They usually have a less rounded face, but these are children, so they may, I'm sorry, a less pointed face. They may have a little bit rounder face. And you may not want to add quite such a feminine shine for a boy. Alright, so that was how to draw a girl and then how to tweak it if it were a boy. Now, if you're in a classroom setting, you may want to draw one next to the other. So when you draw it, have them watch you draw the one, you know, maybe do the girl as the example, and then say, okay, now if you still question it, I'm going to do it again and do it, you know, step by step. So draw the circle or the oval face on one board, draw an oval face on the other board. Okay, so now watch me do this, and now if you want to go ahead and do it, you can, or you can watch me do it again. Now let's do the finger. And then you can look down and do it, or you can watch me do it again. See what I'm saying? So then you can have boy and girl. You're also going to want to, like I said in the beginning, add anything that might personalize it. Now this is really bad, but you know what I'm saying. Say he wears glasses. Say he's got a little bit of a scar. Whatever personalizes it to them. Then you also want to do your background. Make it something that they like. So if it means Minecraft in the background or Target in the background, whatever makes it their own is great. And finally, if they do a whole body, it'll be their head and their neck, comes out into shoulders, comes down into arms, and then what I do is I'll draw like a stick body, hips and down, because that is the center core. Since this is the first lesson, for self-portraits, I would kind of go against doing a full body. But if they really, really, really want to do it, don't argue it. Let them. But just make sure that they know that it may not be exactly, you know, there's a button and a zipper. It may not be exactly what they're looking for. Okay, and then if they have long hair, it goes behind them. They may have a curl or two up front, but for the most part, it's going to be behind them. All right, I hope this makes sense to you. If not, give me a call and we'll get it all set up for you. Bye.